After an accident at sea, Jen is washed up unconscious on a deserted island. Upon waking, she spots her friend Brad nearby. She rushes to him, only to find a massive piece of coral embedded in his stomach. Desperate, she screams for help, but the island responds with silence. Determined, she takes a flare gun from Brad's vest and drags him away from the shoreline. Removing the coral, she covers his wound with some cloth, but Brad's only response is a weak, cryptic question, "Did you see it?" Assuming he's dehydrated, Jen dashes into the jungle and cracks open a coconut with a rock. But by the time she returns, it's too late. Brad is gone. Exploring the island, Jen walks the beach, realizing it loops in a circle, bringing her right back to where she started. She ventures into the jungle and finds old items, clearly abandoned for some time. She calls for help again, but the silence is heavy. Rummaging through a bag, she finds medicine, a few soda bottles, and beneath some leaves, she discovers a metal box with matches, sailcloth, and toys. A strange noise startles her, and following it, she finds a hollow tree. When she peers inside, a bird bursts out, startling her. With sunset approaching, she covers Brad's body with large leaves and looks for shelter as rain begins to fall. Using the sailcloth as cover, she sets items out to catch rainwater. The next morning, Jen finds the shore lined with dead fish. As she collects them, she spots a dead shark with deep, vicious cuts. Using rocks, she decapitates the fish and stores them in a cooler. She finds a soaked notebook, its text washed away, but a picture inside of a couple stirs loneliness in her. During another exploration, Jen stumbles upon makeshift graves, giving her the idea to bury Brad. She digs a hole, places his decaying body inside, covers it with leaves and sand, and marks it with wood carved with his initial. As night falls, she starts a fire and hangs the sailcloth, noticing gashes that match those on the shark. Morning brings horror as she finds Brad's grave empty and blood-stained. Realizing she's not alone, she sharpens a branch into a spear and sets up a log to lean against, keeping watch until she drifts off. A strange sound wakes her, but she sees nothing and blames the fire. The next day, floating debris lures her into the water, where she spots a mysterious hole on the ocean floor. Startled, she swims back, bringing her finds to shore in a suitcase and changing into warmer clothes she found inside. That night, a plane passes overhead, and she runs to fire a flare, but it splashes into the sea, illuminating a tall, ominous figure in the water. Jen, terrified, grabs her spear and hides as the creature emerges, searches, but eventually leaves. Daylight reveals her camp in disarray. Picking up old pictures, Jen notices eyes in the background. Determined, she stuffs her things, including Brad's life vest, into the suitcase, trying to create a makeshift raft. But it's too unstable, and in frustration she throws it back onto the sand. Before nightfall, she shelters inside the hollow tree, where she's later awoken by the creature. It pounds on her log, but after intense moments it leaves. Days blur by, with Jen surviving by fishing during daylight and hiding at night. She kills a small shark after practice, hanging it on a tree before resting. Yet, she wakes to the noise of the creature taking the shark. Waves soon deposit another body, gruesomely mauled, missing legs. Jen hangs it as bait and stays awake to witness the monster come and feast. While it's distracted, a plane's engine hum interrupts, but she's trapped in silence as the creature prowls near her hiding spot. Morning comes with missed chances. Jen builds a hammock high in the trees for safety and a better vantage point. One night, while in the hammock, the creature finds her and tugs at the ropes, sending her crashing down. She sprints as it chases, leaping in and out of water to move faster. In desperation, she stabs it, but it hurls her aside and knocks her into the water. Thunder scares it off, and Jen climbs a tree to spend the night under the rain. By morning, she finds a raft floating nearby and swims to it, discovering her boyfriend Lucas and Mia, Brad's girlfriend. Reunited, they eat fish and drink sodas as Jen recounts the monster's terror, pleading to leave on the raft. Lucas and Mia dismiss her as delusional. Borrowing Lucas's knife, Jen cleans fish and notices bloodstains on it, sparking suspicion. Another argument escalates, ending with Lucas shouting. While they're distracted, Jen packs and tries to push the raft into the water. Lucas intervenes, and in the scuffle, Mia is hit. Furious, Mia knocks Jen out with an oar. Jen wakes tied to a tree at night, with Lucas refusing to untie her. Alone, Lucas chastises her for their failing relationship, blaming her for their problems. Jen argues for survival, but Lucas's anger only grows. Meanwhile, Mia wanders the shore, finding fish scraps. Her scream pulls Lucas away, and he runs to find her being attacked by the monster. His torch is no match. The beast drags Mia into the sea. Jen frees herself, but it's too late. The water is stained with blood. Finally, Lucas agrees to escape. Together, they cook fish with their last match and set out on the raft. But as they paddle, the creature's claws tear through the bottom. Lucas shoots flares, missing the first shot, but striking the monster with the second. They push it back, but it resurfaces, pulling Jen underwater. Remembering Lucas's knife, she stabs it, freeing herself, but watches in horror as the creature snatches Lucas and drags him down. Heartbroken, Jen swims back and reignites their dying fire. Preparing for battle, she writes a warning in the notebook and gathers weapons from bones and spears. The monster arrives, drawn by the bait. Jen traps it with flames and strikes, hiding and attacking strategically, taking hits but persisting. Bleeding and weakened, the creature collapses. With one final thrust, she ends it, severing its head as proof. With the jungle ablaze behind her, Jen trudges to the raft, clutching her prize. Don't forget to subscribe for more thrilling stories. Thanks for watching.